The prince lay on his back, his slender arms crossed over his chest. Black tar had seeped through the bandages. The gauze had worn away from the head, revealing the tar-covered skull. As I leaned over the case, my heart in my throat, the tar-blackened eyes seemed to stare helplessly up at me. There's a real person inside there, I thought, feeling a chill run down my spine. He's about my size. And he died. And they covered him with hot tar and cloth. And he's been lying in this case for 3,000 years. A real person, royal prince. I stared at the cracked tar that covered his face, at the gauze-like cloth, all frayed and yellowed, at the stiff body, so frail and small. He was alive once, I thought. Did he ever dream that 3,000 years later, people would open his coffin and stare at him? Stare at his mummified body? I took a step back to catch my breath. It was too exciting.
You can't scare me. Not with the basement of botany. Maybe a sentient dummy. Calling all creep. Boo dudes, welcome once more to Calling All Creeps, a podcast about goosebumps. I'm Matt. I'm here with another cute little Steinhead, Dave. We're both cute little Steinheads, and if you disagree, I'll kick your ass.
I think Dave? You're a jerk too, and you suck. What are you going to do? Go cry home to your mummy?
Oh, nice. Dave, don't give away the book yet.
Well, I clicked on it already. It's a mummy one.
It's in the title.
It's a mummy one.
Yep.
This one is called Return of the Mummy.
Because the mummy's
starring
back.
Brendan Fraser. Wasn't that one called Return of the Mummy? Wasn't one of them called... Wasn't there like three of them?
Yeah. I don't know. The Dragon King or something?
Scorpion King, and that's The Rock. Right. Don't you forget it.
That was The Rock's movie debut. Thank God.
Thank God that he can get that shit out of the way. Yeah. He was mostly CG'd.
Yes, it looks horrendous. It does not hold up, which is interesting because the first Mummy holds up, I feel like.
It looks good. I like it.
The CG looks good.
Are you talking about the first Mummy?
Yeah, the first Mummy.
The first.
Yeah.
Like Boris Karloff?
Yeah.
All the noises are happening
CG's
behind
really
me today.
So I don't hear it.
Barking.
My dogs are barking.
Hey. Speaking of which, well, I was walking around Comic-Con and didn't really see any people that Goosebumps, but we did see a big RLS sign for his graphic novel. It was nice.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
So if you were at Comic-Con, you should have said hi to me. You fucked up.
Yeah. Find Dave. Go back in time. Find Dave at Comic-Con, and he'll kick your ass.
Next year, find me, fight me.
That's right. Oh boy, Dave, what's going on? Anything new and exciting? What's Vamp?
Well, my car is still destroyed and held together currently with zip ties, and now, I don't know if we talked about this before, drywall anchors. Drywall anchors do the trick, man.
Yeah?
You shove them into the holes, the new buttholes that your ar has. You can drill right into them, so that's good. Also, my cat Chainsaw is very sick, and it's been very distressing on me.
Yeah.
So $400 worth of medical care for him in 20 minutes. But
it sucks.
As long as he's feeling
we were
better.
saying before, pet stuff is just the fucking worst. Because you're just going to pay it. Like, what are you going to do? Mm-hmm. But it's so expensive.
They just know how sad it makes me.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like, this little guy... I don't want him just like laying in a pile right now being sad. I want him jumping up and fucking up my internet like he did last episode.
Right. Yeah, we want old Chainsaw back that unplugs the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. But let's break into this. This is Return of the Mummy.
Yep. Sure is. Number 23.
I finished reading this. What time is it now? We were supposed to start at 7:30, right?
Yep. And then I ate a bowl of chicken for half an hour.
And I watched.
That's right.
And
I called you so you could watch.
I finished the book at 7:20.
Oh.
Tonight. No kidding.
So you're fresh.
And I was so tired, but I've been reading it for like 3 weeks. I was so tired that I did one of the things where you set your phone alarm for 5 minutes just to allow you to lay down with your eyes closed. But
make sure you don't sleep.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to forget anything. So let's go in. So it's mummies. It's Return of the Mummy.
Mummies.
Very original name.
Yeah. Flavor text says he's back. ... From the dead.
I mean, he's been dead.
Yes, but now he's back from the dead.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
But again, he's still. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, I want to point out on the cover, Dave, I don't know if you can see this. What book do you have?
I have the newest one.
Is it so it's a different
cover,
art,
but
right? But same thing,
Same thing, but I kind of like it a little more than... Sorry, Tim, but Tim's is good, but this one's got a little bit more flavor to it.
That one's like exploding out of its mummy case.
Because you can tell the stink lines on Tim
I was
Jacobs'
gonna
art.
say, the stink lines are insane. That's what I wanted to point out.
Okay, so you have stink lines, but I have like a stink mist.
You have like an ectoplasm, like Slimer's in there eating hot dogs, and he's gonna jizz out of there.
For the audience, the book is basically, as R.L. Stine would like to call, a mummy case, because he doesn't believe in sarcophagus, that word.
Correct.
It's a mummy case, half opened, with mummy's hand returning. And there's like stench just coming out of it.
Yeah, there's some stinky lines. I'm surprised there's no like little flies, you know?
Oh, yeah. Little flies. But
like
imagine if you were in a mummy
shit.
case for 3 minutes, let alone 3,000 years.
I wouldn't survive 3 minutes. I don't like small spaces.
And
I
also,
get upset when I have an MRI.
Your farts alone.
Yes, I would fart suffocate myself.
Fart. Is that a new term? You know,
Yes.
doesn't like Webster's do the thing where they can like add new words to the dictionary every year, and everybody's so upset that like lol is added into it?
Right.
Well, this year,
get ready for fart suffocate.
Fart suffocate.
You highbrow, highfalutin fucking professors. Get a load of my fart suffocate.
Also, I just want to let you guys know that Matt is not in his normal spot. He's sitting on his couch, and instead of using a mic stand, he's just holding the mic like he's doing some sort of neat stand-up act.
That's right, baby. Doing my tight five on the old pod today. Dave, I just got off the phone with friggin' Ukraine.
Really?
Yeah.
And what did they say?
I asked them to play a prank on my dad. I said, do me a favor. Play a prank on my dad. So they're going to wrap the toilet seat, saran wrap, so he pees on his feet.
What?
Anyway, that's my time. See you later. Boo dudes.
Can I give you some feedback?
No.
Oh, I was going to say end in a smell you later, and perfect.
Oh, that is good feedback. Okay, yes, you can give me feedback.
All right, it's beyond. So, Return of the Mummy, September of 1994. This is book 23. At that point, our number one song, and will continue to be number one song, I think it's the number one song of the year, is I'll Make Love to You by Boyz II Men.
Oh, good Lord. Great song.
You ever have sex while listening to
Boyz II Men? No.
I wouldn't, me neither. I've never had sex, so.
I mean, either. Yeah, I was going to say I'm a straight up virgin.
No, I only made love.
Oh, my God.
I don't believe in making sex.
I stand by. I'm a virgin. An unlovable virgin. There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. Just be your truth.
I'm just kidding. I had sex. I had sex 6 months ago, for God's sakes. Anyway, that's my time.
So I was going to say, this is working real good with the... And also, for the audience, the microphone has like a yellow pop filter, like yellow little top on it. It looks really
That's right.
good.
It's me clown nose.
So the top movie of September 1994 was Time Cop, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh, yes. I wish I could do his accent. I said so erroneously about 10 episodes ago. I said he was French, and then Brian sent me a mean text that said he's actually Belgian or some shit. And he'll get mad about this. Guess what, Brian? I'm going to ask Ukraine to fucking wrap up your toilet seat.
So you can pee on your feet?
That's
right.
right.
What you said? Is that how it works?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Better watch out.
Neat. So again, we do good news, bad news. So the good news was on September 9th. Well, your laundry's done.
My laundry's done, everybody.
That's the good news.
That's my time.
On September 9th, Mortal Kombat 2 is released on the Super Nintendo with full blood and fatalities.
Okay.
Which was a big deal back then.
That's pretty cool.
Because there was like sand mode, and I know even on Game Boy and stuff, they pulled the blood and they pulled some fatalities because it was too gruesome for home. But Nintendo says, you know what? I don't fucking give a heck.
That's right. Remember when Doom came out for N64?
Yes, I do.
And my friend had it, and it blew my mind because the guy would run through the hallways and go, "Oh, fuck. Damn. Shit." And I was like, this is badass. I could never have this game.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
No, I'm just waiting every time because you're holding the mic up. I hear you just being like, remember Doom? He said fuck. Well, that's my time. Red light's on.
I don't want to overuse it, Dave.
All right,
I'll
so
just
that's the
stick
good.
to the 10 times I've already said it.
So the bad news is on September 22nd, Friends debuted on NBC.
Hey, now, I like Friends. I'm a Friends defender.
I don't believe in having Friends just because I hate the show so much.
Yeah, it gets a lot of flack.
It does, because it kind of ruined comedy in the 90s.
No, look, it's a sitcom. If you're assessing all sitcoms from the 90s, it's a top-tier sitcom.
I'd say it's more like a shitcom. Thanks, guys. That's all I got.
Smell you later.
Smell you later. Okay, so that's our time and place. Along with that, Anyway, so this book was reprinted in 2006 and 2010, which is the one that I currently have, that has way more stink lines, which is important because they've edited this book a couple times. The original...
Says who?
Says the internet, where I get all this info. I don't do the research. Thanks, Goosebumps Wikipedia. So the original printing has a continuity error where they say the first book took place in the summer. But as we remember by reading it, it took place on their winter break.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's always hot in Egypt. Come on.
So that was fixed in the 2006 printing. Also, they fixed that. They say Sari is taller, even though she is younger.
Wait. In this book?
In this book. Because Sari, if you remember from the other one, Sari and Gabe, our main characters, are cousins,
right.
and they're very competitive with each other.
They are.
So,
everything's a competition.
In this book, it says that Sari is taller, even though she's younger. But
She's younger than Gabe.
But in the original book, she's older.
Oh, this is crazy.
So they switched that around. Reason that's so problematic is that those are two changes that they have done in this book. One change that they didn't make that I found, and this is crazy. I don't know if you noticed on page 72.
72. 7 plus 2 equals 9, combined with 6, 69, sex number.
Very good math. So, I don't know if you have this in here. It says, people are definitely getting taller, Neela said to my uncle. Prince Koru was so short. He'd be a midget today.
Oh, yes, I did make note of that.
Very problematic.
Very problematic.
To the point where I was like, is it just me that I feel like that's so bad? I Googled it, and no, you can't do that.
You should not do that. Yeah.
And,
yeah.
So they
that was
edited
Neela,
the book.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've
Chapter
edited
15.
the book in 2006 and 2010 and have still yet to pull that, which is...
They fucked up big time.
They fucked up.
They probably added more epithets.
Well, it might be okay because, I mean, right up front, you know Neela's a mummy.
Yeah,
So-
as soon as Neela enters the picture, you're like, oh, she's bad.
Yeah, but so it might just be him building the character. Just being like, my grandpa said, some bad... It's like... My grandpa's older time said some bad stuff. Doesn't make it okay. That's him just alluding that maybe she's from an older time.
Right. Good point.
Yeah.
Like 3,000 years ago.
3,000 years ago, where they used to use racial slurs.
Yeah, that's right.
Matt, do you think mummy is like a racial slur for someone in Egypt? An old like if I went up to an old person in Egypt and I was like, shut up, you mummy. Go to your
I
mummy
would-
case, you
I would
bandage man.
say, yeah. I would say
Bandage
you
man.
shouldn't do that. Bandage man is bad.
Bandage man sounds like something. If mummies, well, I was gonna say if mummies existed, they are real.
They are.
They just don't come to life. But if I was
Usually
like, "Hey, bandage man," he'd be like, "Hey, dude, we're called mummies."
That's like
That's
if
offensive.
they came here and they like came over and hung out with us and they're like, "What's up, Burger King?" You're just like, "Okay, yeah." Like it's fine, but you shouldn't do it probably. I would say no, Dave. You
Okay.
should not.
Well, bandage man is gonna be my new title. That's what I was gonna say. At the top of my LinkedIn.
Bandage man.
Someone actually commented on my LinkedIn at work. They looked at it. They were like, "Hey, you might want to change that." And I forgot that at the top of my LinkedIn it says, "I have marketable skills and a lot of debt." It's very good. So usually this is the point where we go through with a plot, but sometimes we surprise each other with a game.
Oh my God.
But I tried to make the game, and I was like, well, that's too hard. It's going to take up so much time. So I just want to say, hey, remember Mummies Alive?
Mummy's alive? No.
Mummies Alive was a Canadian-American animated series.
Okay.
And I remember their action figures.
I have no idea what this is. This is a 90s thing?
It was a 90s cartoon show about mummy superheroes. In ancient Egypt, an evil sorcerer named Scarab kills the pharaoh's son to become immortal. And then, like, a San Francisco dwelling boy named Presley Carnavan retrieves the spirit and, like, he becomes an immortal, and they, like, use the mummies to transform into powerful guardians. I was going to ask which ones are real mummy names from the show and were toys and which ones weren't.
Yeah.
But the names are just so dumb that I couldn't even think of anything dumber. So the mummies' names are Jack Cole.
Jack Cole.
No, J-A dash K-A-L. Jack Cole. Jackal, maybe? Wrath.
J-A.
Wrath is the next one. R-A-T-H.
Raft.
Armin. A-R-M-O-N.
Armin.
This one I love. You know Nefertiti?
Yes, I've heard of Nefertiti.
The female mummy's name is Nefertina. Which I love. But
I like that.
anyway, I just remember the toys more than the show. I don't think I ever watched the
Right.
show. But
I've never heard of it.
speaking of toys, wanted to shout out a friend of the pod. Actually, no, not my friend, because I had stated before, Friends is a bad show and I have none.
Oh my God.
So
Dave will not be there for you.
a consigliere of mine,
Uh-huh.
Eric and his brother, who's also named Dave, have a podcast that I've been listening to called Adventures in Collecting. And they go through, find vintage toys, current toys, talk about the hauls and things that are coming out currently. I hate Funko as a company, but if you like them like most people do, you can follow them there as well. But it's just two very upstanding young gentlemen who have a passion for Star Wars and wrestling and comics and a bunch of different things and toys, and they're just talking about the past and the current, which is the opposite of us. We're just two fucked up demons talking about the past.
That's right. But we are very cute. And if you disagree, I'll kick your fucking ass.
Well, get your fucking ass kicked. But if you want to reach
right.
out to them, it's AIC_podcast, or just search for Adventures in Collecting.
Check them out.
Check them out. We'll post something too. And I'm probably going to be on there sooner or later for some Halloween fun, which we got a lot of Halloween fun coming. But that's all good and stuff, but we're 20 minutes into this episode, so let's just fuck this plot in half.
Let's just take care of this plot now. Allow me, Dave, may I?
Well, I was thinking, could we do the first plot of the first book? I want you to do it without looking at any of your notes. I want you to just tell us the first book's plot.
Okay. Curse the Mummy's Tomb.
Because our whole thing with this podcast is we read the books so you don't have to.
Yes, correct. Nor should you in most cases. Most mummy cases. So I will say, Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. Gabe, he's 12. Sari, she's 12. Gabe is a little boy and he's stupid as hell, and he's really annoying. Probably our worst protagonist
I'd say so, yeah.
to date. Sari is the daughter of Ben Hassan, and Ben is Gabe's uncle. There's the family tree. You got Ben, he's the uncle. You got Gabe, little piece of shit, nephew, and then Sari, Ben's daughter.
Yeah. And then Gabe's mom and dad is named Mom and Dad.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
Or some shit. I don't know.
Mom, Gabe's mom, Gabe's dad. Done.
Yeah.
They have like a refrigerator empire.
I forgot about that.
They have to go to like St. Louis to sell a king a refrigerator. So Gabe flies out to Egypt, of course, naturally, to meet up with his uncle Ben, who's like a celebrity Indiana Jones scientist, anthropologist, archaeologist, one of those words.
Belongs
botanist.
in a museum.
Mm-hmm. And then while they're in Egypt, there's a fucking pyramid. And there's a Pizza Hut. Dave taught me that. There's a Pizza Hut really close to the pyramids. And there's a bad guy named something. Do you remember his name?
No.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, he looks real mean.
Hold on, I have my notes next to me.
He's got like a shitty mustache. And but he's a bad guy. At one point, they're in the pyramids, and they find a bunch of mummies. And the bad guy has attacked Uncle Ben, put him in a mummy case to die, to fart asphyxiate. And the kids are also in there. And basically what ends up happening is like the bad guy wants to sacrifice the kids by throwing them in a lava pit.
I forgot about that. His name is Ahmed.
Yes, Ahmed wants to, which is a little problematic because he made him the bad guy, wants to throw him in the lava pit. But Gabe has a weapon up his sleeve. By sleeve, I mean his anus. And it's a small child's mummy's hand. And he takes it out, and then all the mummies in the room come to life and attack the bad guy. They win. That's the book.
Oh, yeah. He always just has a mummy hand on him.
Yes,
always.
The summoner. He thought it was fake. It's actually real. It's a body part. It's a biohazard. He should not be carrying it. It should be in a museum. He's probably... Like, he would get ill. For sure. You'd get, like, the plague or something. But that's it. That's the first book, Dave. Would you agree?
I agree. That was better than I could have done. Hands
Excellent.
down. I forgot about the lava and shit.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Well, also, that's the whole plot if you want to listen to our past episode. The only thing you'd gain from it is us making jokes for, I'd say, like, the plot is probably 20 minutes of this, like, hour-long episode of us just talking about how the different ways Gabe jerks off using the tiny mummy hand.
That's right. That is ripe for comedy.
Yes, it is. So let's go into this new book.
Okay.
So Gabe is flying into Egypt again.
Yeah, he didn't learn his lesson. So right away, it's like, all right, here we go.
He likes that Nancy, the blonde stewardess, is giving him a lot of
Ooh.
attention because he's got an inflated ego.
And an engorged penis.
Yeah, he's learning
so horny.
all about erections.
Yeah, he's quite H for the S. Stewardess.
He is. And also, as we all remember, he's at that age where he's just watching any show in hopes of a boob showing up.
That's for sure he is. Because he's horny. He's very horny for, what's her name, Nancy? The stewardess?
Stewardess is Nancy, yes.
Okay. He's very H for N, but then he's also very H for another N, Neela.
Neela, yeah.
Who we meet later.
We meet her later. So basically, Gabe's a horny boy in this book.
He's extremely horny, which makes sense because now he's 13. And is this the first time we've had 13-year-olds in a book?
I don't know. We're growing up.
Like, as a protagonist?
Possibly, I think so. There's also another thing I didn't want to share originally. Something that happens in this book that's never happened to another protagonist. So we'll get there. But so Gabe is just super cool with Nancy. He's on his way to Egypt to hang with Ben. He has his trademark mummy hand. Something weird as he's landing in Egypt, his mummy hand, which is usually two weird things. I know we discussed it in the past podcast.
Yes.
It's always warm, like
That's
the
right.
temperature of a normal hand,
Yeah.
and he keeps it in his back pocket.
That's right.
So imagine always having a warm hand on your ass.
Yep. He's ready to JO at a moment's notice.
Yeah, but he's also got one sweaty ass cheek, always.
That's right.
Of course. So he's like, this is foreboding. It must say something. So, again, it's crazy that they even mention the last Egypt adventure in this book because they don't really learn from it at all.
They learn nothing from it. They do everything wrong. Gabe is an idiot.
At one point, they make fun of Gabe because they're like, oh, you got your silly mummy hand? What's that going to do? And you're like, he literally commanded an army of the dead with it.
Dave, exactly. It's so frustrating to read. No one remembers a year ago.
And also, of course, you have to think about these books. This is not a series to be read in order, even though we're doing it. So you should be able to hop into these sequels regardless.
Yeah, and he does quite a bit of exposition in the first chapter. He just rehashes like who everybody is, blah, blah, blah. My uncle's a famous scientist. Mummy hand for sex stuff. I love Nancy. And then we move on. He's back in Egypt. He thinks Uncle Ben's going to play a prank on him because Uncle Ben's kind of a jokester.
So instead, he shows up at the airport and ends up hugging some sort of Indiana Jones villain.
That's
it's
right.
like a man in all black with just a beard showing, and he's just like, oh, this must be a prank from my Uncle Ben, who dressed up as a mummy and scared the shit out of him, showing up at his hotel, the previous book. Yeah. But instead, he just makes him hug like some angry man in Egypt.
Well, that's right. Yeah. It's like one of those classic tug on the beard, and it's like, oh, you're real.
Yeah, you're really Santa. So at this point, he meets up with Ben. And he's like, who's your friend over there? Sexual harassment to a stranger. Let's go. And at this point, we learned something that we only knew because of the Wikipedia last time. We learned that Sari's mom had died.
Yes. R.I.P. Mrs. Hassan.
Yeah, so, and that was kind of a big deal.
And we also learned that Sari rarely sees her father.
Yeah.
She lives at like a boarding school for most of her life.
And Gabe is saying that like because of this, he's always treated her a little bit better and he's always thinking of her. So I wrote like maybe Gabe isn't a monster because he's talking about Sari's mom. And then he's just like, yeah, but regardless, she still tries to be better than me. So fuck her. So in my notes, I wrote Gabe may not be the monster. And then right after it says, nah, he is.
Yeah. He still sucks, but he's better than he was in the first book.
Way better. I wanted to talk about that because he is the poster child for fragile masculinity.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he has a big complex. We must have talked about this in the first episode. But he has a huge complex about, Sari. And it is that toxic masculinity, that culture of like, I have to quote unquote be better than a girl. It's a competition. I always have to win to show that I'm the superior being. Which
this book looks like some gentle family ribbing more so than as the man I need to do this.
It's better. It's better than Curse.
So Sari has spent all of this time since the last book going to a prep school. She'd been there for 1 year, and since then she had become a whiny Gabe, basically.
She is Gabe-ish.
And she was just like, it's hot out here. When do we get ice cream? Like the whole beginning of the book. Yeah. So fuck her. And then instantly a mummy comes out and scares them, which this early in the book, a mummy? Nah. Not at all.
Yeah. Save it.
Of course, but we also know that they're full of tricks. People are looking for college credit, and they're like, "Hey, we got you this great thing. You're gonna go inside of you're gonna go in a pyramid." And they're like, "Who's the?" They're like Ben Hassan. They're like, "Fuck, I know so many seniors that just were flown out to Egypt to dress up as a mummy and scare children, because that's all he uses his interns for."
Yeah, that's true.
So he's like, the mummy has a watch, and he's like, "All right," and then the mummy's name is John. And, I don't know, Uncle Ben at this point is just making jokes the whole fucking time.
Yeah, he's a fucking riot.
But John says, sticky bird bandages. They're just what your mummy ordered.
Oh, yeah, I wrote this down. What the fuck does that mean? It says like he's selling. Where did I write this? Yeah, Ben's friend John is selling sticky bandages. That's why he's here. He's in Egypt for like a commercial shoot for sticky bandages.
Yes, he is.
What the fuck is that? I don't know what that means.
It's called marketing.
What product is sticky bandages?
Have you ever used a bandage before?
Like Band-Aids?
Better yet, yeah. Have you ever gone in a pool and found a Band-Aid?
Okay.
That could be no more if you pick up these sticky
But what is it? Is it like the wrap? Like a mummy? Like gauze wrap?
No, the idea is that they're doing a Band-Aid commercial in Egypt, and they are like, look at the pyramids. I'm a mummy. My life is bandages. That's why I can guarantee these.
You're smarter than me, because that's a lot to infer. He doesn't talk about that.
No.
He doesn't say that. He just says, like, John's selling sticky bandages. Anyway, on to the cavern.
And it's funny, too, because, like, this is for, what, second, third graders? They're probably like, all right, Band-Aids.
Yeah, you
but
just
also,
gloss over that.
I love it, too, because he's just like, well, have I thoroughly scared the shit out of you? Way to go, son. Here is a scarab in amber as a necklace.
Right.
Enjoy it. I love you. You're my family.
Yeah, no, like, Egypt-based, like ancient Egypt-based tale would be complete without a scarab. They were terrifying in The Mummy.
Yes,
and
they
now
are.
They are present in Return of the Mummy, the book.
But less Brendan.
Less Brendan. Have you seen Brendan lately?
He looks a little different.
He looks fucking terrible. I'm so sorry to say that. I don't know what happened, but it's a real light years away from Tarzan.
Crying shame.
Yeah.
I think you're thinking of George of the Jungle.
That's right.
Watch
George
out.
of the Jungle.
Watch out for trees.
Mm-hmm.
But, so he gets a scarab, and it turns out that this is not any pyramid. This is not like last time where it was just some dude. This is King Tut's cousin's pyramid.
Of course.
And they enter together. They enter the hole. I'll talk in my good writing later about how many times they discuss entering holes in this section, because it's real good. Or we could just talk about it now.
Sure, yeah, let's talk about the holes.
I pictured myself falling down an endless dark hole. I just wrote same.
Yep.
Seems nice.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite searches.
Then I love
on
this
X-Hamster.
I love this chin dildo part where Uncle Ben says, "I'll lead the way," Uncle Ben said. Pulling the chin strap under his chin, he turned and started to lower himself into the hole.
Oh, and then there's the way that he trained the scarab to burrow into his beehole for maximum pleasure. He said, like, this really induces a wonderful male orgasm! ! And the scarab's like, that's him eating the beehole.
And then everything's going as according to plan when all of a sudden Neela Ramad catches up with them.
Yeah. Dave, what do you think about all these millennials eating ass?
I think it's all fun until someone gets pink eye.
I think we should let them do what they want.
I think we should let them do what they want.
If you want to lick a beehole, be like Gabe. That's fine.
Yeah, here's the thing. Eat ass, but I mean, just be a little bit more careful around your flavored e-cigarettes.
That's right. Yep, because 3 people died from that.
3 people died from flavored e-cigarettes, but so far, do you have any eating ass tallies? No.
No fatalities there, my man. Just a lot of engorged peepees and hoo-hoos.
Matt.
Yes.
The idea of you eating an ass, while it's so, it's just getting me horned. You would never eat an ass.
Yeah, on a practical level, I think you're right. But, you know, you get swept away by those hormones. Who knows what happens? Maybe I eat a beehole.
Maybe.
If my wife's listening, tune out, turn off.
Hit the button that skips 30 seconds. Go back 30 seconds.
That's
and
right.
Pretend you didn't hear it, and then skip
hit
it
forward.
again.
two
All right,
times.
My cat, Chainsaw, I know you're sick, but you can't go in that box right now.
Poor little guy.
Poor little dude, he's sick, and he really wants to sit in this box full of shit. So, alright, go lay in that. Alright. And Neela, immediately, once she showed up, in my character section I wrote, she's a super hot press person from, like, the Cairo Times.
Yeah. Her presence is quite dubious.
And she's
Dave.
probably a mummy. Like, off the bat, I'm like, you are a mummy. Because she shows up, and she's like, hello, I'm beautiful. I need to be here. I have a press thing, and I know you're breaking into this tomb, but this is something I have to be here for. And Uncle Ben is just like, my wife's dead. Anyone else have a dead wife? I do. I call dibs. And you're like, Uncle Ben is turning on the charm, and he's like, hey, you want to see a dead body? And she's just like, do I? And they really hit it off.
Yeah, they get on well. And Uncle Ben gets kind of smitten, so he is a little lax with his regulations.
True.
And he allows this babe into the pyramids. And guess what, Dave? I do the same freaking thing.
Did you?
I would.
Oh, you did? You said you did the same freaking thing.
I did
it. You did?
Yeah. I did it last spring break.
No, we already corrected it. It was winter break.
Winter break. I went to those pyramids, and I found a real remote tomb. I cast a spell on my dick, and I cursed the pussy, Dave.
What are you saying?
I cursed the pussy.
Imagine the first guy who wanted a pyramid, and he's like, all right, we're going to build you a death house. And he's just like, what do you want, windows? And he's like, nah. What do you want, door? He's like, not needed. What do you want it to look like? And he's like, oh, big triangle. And they're like, all right. He's like, but this other dude made his look like a cat. Like, and the other guy's like, you want big triangle? And he's like, no, I want cat laying down with my face.
Well, there's only room for one cat.
Be extra careful on the nose. I don't want it falling off and people laughing at me on the Goosebumps podcast in the future.
Yeah, they finish it and they stand in front of it and like wipe their hands off and say, good work. And just the nose slides off effortlessly.
That's...
Most people don't know that the nose broke immediately. Yeah. Anyway...
So what they actually did is they just walked up to the pharaoh who was dying and they just punched him in the nose.
That's right.
Until it fell off.
It was like a voodoo doll. The nose of the fucking cat fell off.
Well, it's like what R.L. Stine said in sometimes when the art was done they had to change the book.
Yeah, that's right.
If you already finished the big Sphinx, you just have to change the pharaoh.
That's right. Yeah. You like cats now.
Oh fuck. So Gabe has this thing where like if you're in a dark place and there's only flashlights, he always like needs to like he's like, oh, what is that? Darkness? Neat. And then he looks over and people like are already gone.
Yeah.
At this point, one of my favorite things happens, which is in my bad writing, but I need to discuss it now. Gabe's trying to impress Neil and everybody, and he's like, oh wow, look, hieroglyphics, some cool stuff. And they're like, yeah, these are good. And they're like, no, idiot, it's Bart Simpson.
I loved this. He got lost because he saw Bart Simpson.
Yeah, but like, they were like one of the people working on the pyramid. One of these archaeologists decided to scrape Bart Simpson into the wall of in this like new discovered thing.
Yeah,
that's been there for 3,000 years. Worst archaeologists ever.
I know. It's like going to the Smithsonian and spray painting a fucking sarcophagus.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, this archaeologist is shit. He'll never go anywhere. His name is Gregory Banksy."
Yeah, it's like a picture of like $3 bills that are on fire. It's like, this is the work of Gregory Banksy. He was here.
I mean, in 1994, this could have been. Who knows?
Yeah. It was, Sinead O'Connor ripped up that Pope picture inside the pyramid. I don't know. I've gone off the rails, Dave. What are we talking about?
We learned that they're in El Giza.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, which is my rap name.
I thought it was a good name until you said it's El Giza.
I think it's Giza, but I like Jizza.
So it's kind of the thing where like you have such a dumb childish mind where like you read Algiza as it's supposed to be, and I was like, oh, me and Matt are gonna make so many giggle jokes with Algiza, and then you were like, yeah, Algiza, what are you talking about? And I felt like an idiot. So at New York Comic Con this year, they had this huge arcade cabinet, like a massive arcade cabinet. It was like you had to walk up like a scaffolding to play it. It was so big.
That's cool.
And it was like this Marvel Heroes like game. And it was basically all of the Marvel heroes from Marvel vs. Capcom, the vintage, like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and the X-Men vs. Avengers games and everything like that. And the top player was Psylocke.
Okay.
And I thought it was the high score, and you get your 3 initials. The 3 initials were PSY.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, somebody is the highest score in this game at Comic-Con and made their name Pussy.
Oh, I thought it was like the Gangnam Style guy.
So all of our minds are dumb, because then I went up and I was like, oh my God, can you believe that? And then I looked and it was just them showing off the characters that you can play as, and Psylocke begins with PSY.
Oh, we're both wrong.
Yeah, I thought it was Pussy, and you thought it was the Gangnam Style guy.
Look, I mean, that was a sensation.
It's true. So, I don't fucking know what happens.
So
it says chin dildo on my paper, and I'm lost. Oh, yeah, so Gabe leans on the wall, falls through, and ends up in a pit of spiders.
Down there on the wall, he sees Calvin taking a piss on a
on the
mummy.
Chevy symbol.
Yeah.
And then he gets back up, and he pulls the summoner out, and he's like, thank God this hand broke my ass's fall.
Yeah.
And then Neela's amazed. She's like, well, that may be a summoner hand. And he's like, yeah. Fucking mom gave it to me for Christmas. What about it? Like he's like, I don't know. This has saved our hides, and everybody makes fun of it. Like, yeah, you got your dumb shit. Why the fuck would you bring that?
Yeah.
We know because it saves the day.
But Neela knows what it is right away, which is weird.
Yeah. And then he looks down at the hand and it like winks at him.
That's right.
And he was just like, oh, he's like, I should tell somebody that my hand did a little dance for me, but no one will believe it. That can't be anything. Yeah. So they return to open the tomb later. Ben's partner is a dick about the curse. It's this guy. His name is like Mr. Sheffield or some shit. His name is like Dr. Fielding.
Oh, yeah. I like Sheffield.
He's Sheffield from now on. So RLS in chapter 12 writes Uncle Ben as himself.
Yeah, I get strong RL vibes for Ben.
Because the whole chapter 12, he walks up and he's opening up, like, the door to the fucking thing, to the tomb, and he's just doing the same shtick that we heard when we saw RLS.
Yeah, the jokes. The comedy is the same. Yeah.
And it's insane. He's just making jokes, like, every time they're like, here's the pick, and he's just like, well, I wouldn't have picked this one. Like, that's not a real one, because I can't find any, but it's like, that's the whole time. Vibe. Yeah. And it's just all jokes. And he's just doing his shtick, and that's whatever. But,
so
he said, he takes like a golden lion's head off the door, hands it to one of his workers, and just says, that's not a Christmas gift, he joked. I'm keeping that for my mantelpiece. Everyone laughed.
Right. Yeah, he stood up and bowed.
Yeah.
Is that kind of where we're at, though, where he's like opening the tomb?
Yeah, because this part goes on forever. Because he opens the tomb and it's an empty room.
I was gonna say, like, we could,
Yeah, because Gabe feels bad, and then they're like, Gabe, there's always empty rooms, you fucking idiot, and they make him feel bad about it, and then they open the other room, and then it's actually the tomb, and it looks great, and there's an old mummy, and there's a great description like we read at the beginning, and there's gold and shit, and then all of a sudden the cops show up because Sheffield's a narc. And then he's so like, weird. I just brought the cops because what if somebody tries to steal it? And then at that point, Ben's just like, you think my people are stealers? And they're like, no, it's all cool. And he's like, all right, let's go celebrate. And that's most of the book.
Yes. There's also, I want to say, there's a couch in the tomb, which is a dumb detail that, look, I'm no Egyptologist, but I don't think there's a fucking couch from unclaimed freight in the tomb.
I heard if you lift up the foot of the couch, it turns into a bed.
That's right. It's a sleepaway.
Yeah, they invented it. Yeah, and then our good friend on page 66, Hail Satan, comes back.
Uh-huh.
No sarcophagus in this book. Only mummy cases.
Only mummy cases, that's right. Wait, who's our good friend? Neela?
No, mummy case. The phrase mummy case.
Oh, the phrase. Yeah.
But
because then after this, basically, it's like Neela grows closer to Uncle Ben. He like allows her to take photos and shit. And
she they sit around a fire and get all horny and stuff.
Yeah.
Gabe has an existential crisis when he stares at a young boy's corpse. Where
That's
he's
right.
like, "Oh my god, someday I will die."
Yes, I liked that. I liked what you read. It was very like when you think about like I don't know. It's like how right now death, even though we could say we're okay with it and we think about it, whatever, it's always going to be an abstraction to us. Yeah. And then like when you see something like that, it's about as close as you'll get to understanding it, even though you never will. It's like, oh shit, like this person was alive, now they're bones. And like just like you said, it's like this isn't forever. Soon I will die. What the fuck? I'm terrified, etc. All normal things that you should feel.
Yeah. Doesn't stop him from saying the magic phrase 5 times to scare his cousin.
Right. I mean, what the fuck? Come on.
And then after that, he sees Dr. Fielding pop into their tent, and he's like, "Hey kids, where's your dad?" And then takes him into the pyramid. And then they see him after a while leave the pyramid, crazy, with crazy eyes, not noticing them. And they're like, "Oh my god, he kicked my dad's ass." So they hop inside of there and they find Uncle Ben stuffed in a mummy case.
That's right.
And what pops up behind them?
An actual mummy.
Yeah. And it's old and cold and it's shitty and it like tries to choke them, but they realize that they hear its like legs breaking as it walks.
Yeah, it's like very dusty and ratchety and has like raisin eyes and stuff. It's like a shitty ass snowman. It's like a dusty snowman.
So this dusty snowman tries to scare them and they run away, but then Neela pops out and she's like,
right.
"No, this is my brother. We used to rule Egypt together."
Yeah, that's right.
And we're gonna do it again.
Yeah. I want to fuck my brother.
Back then, it was just a normal thing.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it should be normal now.
It should be. Like,
I mean, I'm just saying, I don't want to do it.
You don't even have a brother.
Yeah. No, I don't.
I do.
But if I did, we would fuck.
Yeah, but back then, fucking your sibling was like the Keurig machine at your work office. Like, you fucked your sibling like once or twice a day. Monday through Friday, though. On the weekends, you go out and get the good stuff.
That's right.
Mom and dad.
You make do with what you have. Yeah. That's
or
the
you
lesson.
Make do if you do anal. I imagine that's like the churning butter for shit.
Yeah.
So they like run away, and then Neela's just like, "Aha, my brother will kill you." And he's like, "Well, I should probably stick my mummy hand out of my ass and stop this mummy." But then he's just like, "Where's my mummy hand?" And she's like, "I fucking stole it."
Looking for this.
And then the mummy is just like, "Let me be dead." The mummy's like, "I crave the sweet kiss of death," and starts choking Neela to death.
Yep, sorry, Neela. Hope you hate air.
And she's dying, but she still won't die until Gabe tries to save her for some reason, because he just wants to kiss her sweet lips.
Yeah, he's so in love.
Jumps on the mummy's back. Mummy flings the boy. He tries to grab hold of Neela, only grabs her necklace. We forgot to say that she had her own necklace that's full of amber. Hers was given to her by fucking Jurassic Park. What's it called? Mr.
Jeff
DNA. Where it's just like, Newman. Amber, it's a dinosaur.
Oh, I don't remember. I remember Newman.
Okay. By Newman. And when he falls, he crushes it.
That's right.
And she's like, "My life, no, my life." And she shrinks down into a scarab and runs away.
That's right. Dave, can I read this description?
Yes, please. Okay. I was going to say, this is the most... He took like 8 Goosebumps deaths and put them all together at once.
It's wild.
Yes, it is.
This is her turning into a scarab. One morning, As Gregor Samsa was waking up from anxious dreams, he discovered that in bed he had been changed into a monstrous vermin. He lay on his armor-hard back and saw, as he lifted his head up a little, his brown, arched abdomen divided up into rigid bow-like sections. From this height, the blanket, just about ready to slide off completely, could hardly stay in place. His numerous legs, pitifully thin in comparison... Yes.
Didn't you do that for the B episode?
No.
Okay.
You're thinking of something else.
So that, of course, is very Kafkaesque.
It's... Yeah, bitch. It's Kafkaesque, bitch. I
Paul,
bitch.
Just watched that episode last night. Everyone catching up for El Camino?
I'm catching up. Yeah, I'm in season 3 though. You sound farther than I am.
You're not that
right?
far off. That's like end of season 3, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that episode's called Kafkaesque.
That's right. Yeah, I haven't gotten there yet, but I am rewatching in preparation for the movie. I'm very excited.
Same.
It's a great show.
I got to see all the meth in the DEA lab at Comic-Con. It was real neat. They had
that's
props and
awesome.
shit. Yeah, so the mummy kills her, and then Gabe's clumsy ass kills her, and then the cops show up, and then Uncle Ben they run in, and they're like, oh my god, where'd the girl go? And he's like, she got away, because he was like, no one's gonna fucking remember this. And like, did that mummy walk on his own? And he's like, go watch Scooby-Doo, prick.
Yeah,
and
I did like that. He was like, I have just one question. Did that mummy just walk?
Yeah.
It was kind of funny.
And that was it. And then,
and he thinks that Neela Bug is in his sleeping bag or whatever at the end.
oh yeah, because he's just bragging, and then she's like, well, I hope the scarab's in your bed. And one thing we learn about the scarab when he gets the amber necklace is that one bite kills you.
Yeah.
So
We've
what
all
we're
seen
supposed
the
to
Mummy.
learn is that, hey, the scarab is in your bed, and then he's like, and then that night I'll never forget. Ouch.
That's right, yeah.
And actually, these characters never show up ever again.
Yeah, there's no more Mummy Bug.
So the belief is that this is the first protagonist to die in a Goosebumps book.
Oh, really?
On multiple sources, they say that this is the first book where the main character dies at the end of the book.
Well, there's not... I mean, he's such an idiot, and it would be an RL fashion to be like, oh, Gabe, like, his pencil was in his sleeping bag. That's the start of the next chapter, if there were one.
Yeah. It was the first time he had fit all of 4 knuckles into his hand into his ass from the mummy hand.
He didn't cut his nails, so when he fisted his a-hole, he scraped his bunghole. Cool.
He was usually used to scraping his dick with sandpaper, but the desert was a different grit as he ground his penis into a nub.
To a fine dust.
Yeah. Also, there was a weird point when they were like talking about like he was saying the 5 words when she was like pulling out like she was like pulling off tiny like jean short cutoffs to wear like when they were leaving the tent.
Who, Neil?
No, Gabe and Sari.
Oh.
It was like a weird kind of like they're sharing a tent, like changing, and he's like tiny shorts she pulled out from under like the thing.
Ew,
it was like real weird. It was just like, I mean, you're cousins, you can change and do whatever, but it was just a weird description to get in this book.
Yeah, it's weird to get that specific.
Yeah. All right, so
good and bad.
Good and bad. You want to start this off?
Yeah, sure. What do you want to do? Bad first? Yeah, let's do bad first. We'll end on a positive note. Bad. Chapter 1, like, there's a lot of back and forth and inconsistency with using contractions. So, I don't know. He'll just like he won't use a contraction, and then the next sentence he will, and then he won't, and he pivots a lot, and it sucks. I could find an example, but you know what I'm talking about. Who cares?
Yeah, we don't need it.
And there's just a paragraph in there about like where he's talking about Uncle Ben, and it's just very choppy. I wonder if I could find it. I mean, why even find it to like read something that's bad? I think it's on the first page actually, or the second page. My Uncle Ben Hassad is a famous archaeologist. He has been digging around in pyramids for lots of years. I've seen newspaper articles about him, and once he was in National Geographic. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's bad. It sucks that the whole first chapter is essentially a recap. Sticky bandages I wrote down. In chapter 9, Gabe uses the simile like when a basketball hits you in the stomach, which is not a good simile. So he gets get the air knocked out of you like a basketball that hits you in the stomach. The point of a simile is to make it relatable, or at least something you can like understand and connect with. That's like not a thing.
You've only gotten too old because as a kid you're always getting hit in the stomach with basketballs.
I guess. Found an ancient couch. I thought that was stupid. Mummy case happens a lot. Neela uses the word midget. RL overuses lights played off one another when there are flashlights involved. Anytime there's a flashlight, it's like the light played off the hallway corner. And he says it like over and over again. Chapter 20. Sari says that Neela, or I guess Dr. Fielding, who is under a spell, like put Ben in that sarcophagus. And Neela says, they left Daddy here to smother.
That's on mine too. Left Daddy like, here to smother. That sounds like a sweet like porn thing. Like, left Daddy here for the smother.
Yeah. It's weird. That's not the way you use that verb.
Put the ball gag in and put my dick in a cage and leave Daddy here to smother.
Chapter 23, Neela twice says, it is I. And I hate that so much. And then I hated the ending where he gets bit. I thought it was stupid.
You just have to say underdog at the end of that or something. Like, you have to have like, it is I.
Yeah, right. It's very cartoonish.
All right, so I think, let's see. This I hated. I had always liked my cousin, except for the times when she was being so competitive and so superior. We always got along really well. That's one sentence.
Yeah, it's bad.
That's one sentence. Well, there's a comma. Competitive and so superior, comma, we always got along really well. Mm-hmm. It doesn't make any sense. Bad sentence. Period. But now I wanted to punch her.
I
wanted to say really nasty things to her, period. But I couldn't think of anything nasty enough.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of fragments, which we get from him. But at this point, it's a run-on sentence, and it doesn't make any sense. There's just a fragment at the end. I had no way of knowing that the pendant held a secret that would either save my life, period, or kill me. It's just like, all right, we get it. And it's just like, you just got a gift. He's like, hey, I found this. It's neat. It's from here. It's for you. And he's like, will this ruin my life or kill me? And
Tune
Uncle Ben's
the
just
next
like,
chapter.
Uncle Ben's like, just say thank you.
Yeah.
With the pendant in the mummy hand, I'm well protected, I told myself. Nothing bad can happen this trip. It's just like so much of that, which is fine. It's a kid's book. He's just like hamming it up, but there's a lot of ham. This, I feel like, is just RLS speaking, where I feel like RLS was just like, I'm always writing about these kids. Why is there no, like, I want a real dish. I want a dame in this book. And he's just like, she must be a movie star or something, I told myself. She's so great looking.
Right, just real awkward description.
She's not even good looking. She's great looking.
Yeah.
I think I wrote about the worst archaeologist ever. The little people slur, and Daddy left her to smother.
Yeah.
Those are my bads.
Cool. Goods are shorter for me. I thought it was exciting that Sari and Gabe are 13, because I think this is the first book where their protagonists are older than 12. They're famously always 12. Chapter 8, Gabe's throat was dry, Dave, but he did not say dry as cotton.
I'd like
to give him credit.
Also, they're in a desert, so like It was just ripe and ready for him.
He had to. I'm sure he typed it a bunch and then slapped his hands and he said, "No, Robert, no, you won't do dry as cotton." So chapter 19, when they're going to investigate what happened to Ben, Sari and Gabe are walking along, and they didn't speak. And the book says its own sentence was, "There was no need." And I just really liked that. I thought that was a mature thought for Gabe to have, and it was just a good writing on RL's part. It's just like, it shows you the sign of seriousness. Like, there's no need to speak. Like, what are we going to say?
For someone that only shows and doesn't tell usually.
Yeah.
Or it does the opposite. Shows
Right.
and tells.
Chapter 24, I think this is something... Well, you read a description of this that occurred earlier in the book, but throughout the book, but chapter 24 especially, when the mummy comes to life, there's a lot of cool skull descriptions. And I actually think it might be scary if you're a kid. It's kind of, it's kind of grotesque for a third grade reading level kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got.
Cool.
Oh, and I liked what you read.
Yeah, what I read is probably the best part of the book.
Yeah.
I'm going to go through little things and then the really big one that I think is incredible. So there's a little thing like the relationship between Nancy and Gabe about how he knows he's a child and in transition, but she treats him like an adult, and it's kind of like a knowing respect, which sets the scene for them being older and a couple more adult themes in this book. Gabe may actually have a soul. He's a better character in this book, which I appreciate.
Right.
Sometimes I feel a little sorry for her. Her mom died when Sari was 5, and Sari only gets to see her dad on holidays and during the summer. Little things like that. I like he took a joke from before and didn't reuse it. He always talked about like to drive in Egypt is to start your car and honk until you reach your destination, I think was the past joke.
Oh, yeah.
And then he wrote, like, horns honked constantly. Drivers kept their horns going whether they moved or stopped. Like, just fun stuff. I like when he fell through the spiders. It was a really good description. I really liked the phrase bulby white spiders.
Yeah, that's nice.
Some good language there. Okay. This I just wrote so horny. It says, it makes you wonder why such short people built such tall pyramids, Uncle Ben said, grinning. Neela smiled and took his arm. Sari and I exchanged glances. I could see what Sari was thinking. Her expression said, what's up with these two? So, I just want to go into this book. Deals with so many more adult things and themes, and it does it really well. So in the beginning, like I said, they set the scene that Gabe is now a teenager, and there's other things. We get Neela, who is beautiful. They talk about that. We also get the death of a family member for the first time, a single parent, and Sari and how she acts with her dad coming back from being gone for so long, and how she's treated by Gabe. Gabe comes to grips with his own mortality looking at a dead body that is around his age and size.
Right.
And then also there's the scene after that where they're worried about where Uncle Ben is. And Sari, when they're walking to their tent before that, is just being like, do you think my dad likes her? Like, what do you think? Like, it's all about her losing her mom and being, this is her dad's new potential interest.
Right.
And it's affecting her a lot. And it's all in the subtext, which is kind of incredible. And it's just like, literally, she goes out and says it and just says, and do you think Daddy likes her? I grinned, for sure. I stood up. I was eager to get back to the tent. I wanted to scare Sari. We walked towards the tent in silence. I guess that Sari was still thinking about her dad and Neela.
Yeah.
Just like, there's a lot of emotion behind this book.
Yeah, there's a lot of subtlety there.
Yeah, and I think the emotion between the characters and them kind of growing from the last book, which was meh, but they've grown, and their interaction is the best part of this book. Everything else is kind of backdrop. So,
yeah, I don't think the book is particularly well written, but I think it's a good point that there are some mature, sort of meaningful themes.
And like I said, the best part of the book was what was read at the beginning. That's so well done. Just some introspective Gabe, and it works.
Right on.
Cool. So we're at the end.
Spook scare.
So my top spook and scare may be, I originally was going to say it's like when the mummy comes to life.
Yeah.
Because that is scary. But I think I'm going to go with like the moment when you realize that you will die.
Okay. So when he sees the corpse.
He's just standing there looking at a boy's corpse.
Right. And identifying with it, saying like, oh, he's just like me, except he's dead.
And he's buried beyond the sand, and just like, it's such a fish out of water experience.
Yeah.
So that's realistic and scary.
Yeah, that is the horror that we deal with often.
And you don't know what you're going to see. It's been 3,000 years and you're walking into something that hasn't been touched since people laid somebody to rest. It's a lot. You?
I would go with the spiders when Gabe fell into the hole because he saw Bart Simpson.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
Cowabunga, am I right?
That's right. Don't have a cow, man.
Eat my pants.
That's that's what I've heard. It says, my entire body tingled. I felt soft pinpricks up my arms and legs. Shaking both arms, I jumped to my feet and banged my helmet against a low ledge. What the fuck? He's wearing a helmet?
Yeah, that was what the light was on. But I think actually, he circumcised, and he refers to the top of his dick as a helmet. That's why they said low ledge.
Yeah. I thrust my mushroom into the low ledge. The light flickered on. I gasped when I saw the crawling creatures in the narrow beam of light. Spiders, hundreds of bulby white spiders, thick on the chamber floor. And they're just like all over him. And that's fucking terrifying.
Yes, that is. All right. What is your best dressed?
Ooh, best dressed, baby. I will have to go with my little corpse boy. I liked his little raisin eyes, and I like how dusty he was and how his bones didn't work. He was like Batman in the third movie.
Yeah, he was. I'm going to go with the showstopper. I'm going to go with Neela, the fashionista. Most of the time, she just wears like a shirt and oversized jeans.
That's right.
I don't get why she was into that. Yeah. But for this one, wow, she's really pretty, I thought. Her long black hair was sleek and shiny. She had bangs cut across her forehead. Beneath the bangs were the most beautiful green eyes I'd ever seen. She was dressed in all white. A white suit jacket and a white blouse over white slacks. She was short, only an inch or two taller than Sari. She must be a movie star or something, I told myself. She's so great looking. In italics.
My God.
That's how you know he's horny.
Right.
Italics just go straight to the genitals. We all know that.
That's what I've heard.
We all know that.
That's a rule of English. I think Orwell wrote that.
So, alt title.
So long, and thanks for all the peanuts.
What?
Because
is that about Nancy?
It's about Nancy. He says thanks for all the peanuts when he gets off the plane. They have a real relationship going. How about you?
I feel like this is going to be like my other one. I don't have anything. Because normally you would just say like Return of the Cummy.
Yes. Oh, that's good. I think that should be yours.
All right, that'll be mine. Because I don't want to do sarcophagu. Is more like sarcophagus.
Right, sarcophagus. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. So
that's that.
Are we killing somebody or what?
I mean, we have one person to kill, but I don't think I can do it.
Let's save it.
It's too sweet of a person. She's so sweet.
Who would be?
It would be actually a guest on our first guest on the podcast.
Jackie?
It would be Jackie.
Oh my God.
I mean, we're only at an hour 10.
Okay, so we can do some murder.
Yeah, if you want to do some murder, I can bring up her. Oh wait, we actually have another one, so we kind of have to do it.
Oh my God.
Oh, we have a couple people. They're coming in.
Oh my God.
Oh man, there's one we got to deal with next week. So this one's going out to Jackie. She said, a ghost is writing this because Matt and Dave made me laugh so hard I died. Maybe RLS will write a book about me next. A girl can dream. Yaki.
Thank you, Jackie.
Jackie, thank you so much. Again, a child's librarian who probably my second favorite book now, but was kind of my number one for a long time.
Yeah, it's a great book.
It's Girl Who Cried Monster. You can go back and listen to that. And she was also sweet enough to let us into her database for the library, and we got to see the top Goosebumps taken out over the past year.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
an
a real experience.
That was a good episode. So do you want to kill Jackie?
Oh my God. I don't know if I'm ready for this. Okay. I'll just make something up. Jackie, what's up? You are doing great. I think you're doing fine. Everything's going to be okay. I want you to know that. I appreciate you. One day, you are a person who engages with the public social sphere. What I mean by that is like public social programs, like taxpayer-funded arenas. Those are the areas in which you dwell because you're a librarian. So on this particular day, you're going to send a letter, a snail mail letter. Because what's more personal than that? It's a beautiful thing. And it's your cousin's birthday. And
Nice. That's real nice.
You're going to mail a letter to your cousin. I would never do that. I don't really know any of my cousins. I don't really mail letters. But you, though, you are a better person than I am. And you're going to that post office and you're going to mail the card that you got. And it's a really funny shoebox card. And you got it in the LOL section. And it's got a cow on it that's farting. And it says, hope your birthday's a gas. And you don't want to, let that fall through the cracks. So you go to the post office and you go to where the line is to get to the people who will send your letter. But the line's too long. You went around lunchtime. What are you thinking, Jackie? First mistake. Rookie mistake. So you say, okay, it's just a card. So I'll go to the self-serve in the lobby, and I'll just put it in the little slot, and off we go. And you put it in the slot, and you close the flap, and you thought you heard it fall, but you want to check just to make sure. But it's not going down. It's not like going down into its little place. So you stick your arm in and you're trying to like cram it down. The letter will go down. And then suddenly something pulls your arm. What the fuck? What is that? I'm just trying to mail my card. I'm being nice. And then something starts. It feels like something's chewing on your fingies.
Oh, shit.
And one by one, your fingies are torn off. And then your arm is torn off and you become a little it boy that gets eaten by a clown. It's just like that scene in it. And then your whole body gets sucked in there. And what it ended up being was a little Dyson air conditioner. It's too powerful. It sucked you in. And now you're just like goop. Sorry, Jackie. But you mailed the letter, though. It's going to your cousin.
Oh, as long as it goes.
They're going to laugh.
They're going to love it. So, Jackie. So, I totally didn't have to Google this right now. But, so all of a sudden you're in your house and Roma Downey, who plays Monica in Touched by an Angel.
Okay.
Who plays an angel, just ascends down into your room and she says, Jackie, heaven needs another angel. And then she just instantly touches you and you grow wings and you leave your heavenly body and you ascend to become an angel. And you just are so sweet. And then you go up to heaven and they're like, you're too good, because you organize all their books, because all of them were in the B section for Bible.
Oh my God.
And then she was like, well, what about the King James? And they're like, who's this King James? And that's when you teach them about LeBron James. And
I was
you
say,
teach Jesus how to slam dunk.
Oh my God.
And Jackie, that's how you die, teaching Jesus how to slam dunk. I don't even really believe in Jesus, but now he believes in himself because he can fucking boom shakalaka.
Oh my God. Can I retcon my death, Dave?
No.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
Okay. I also think you become an angel. You die painlessly and become an angel.
Can I retcon mine?
Yeah.
If you're Jewish, then you teach Moses how to slam dunk, to alley-oop.
That rocks.
He alley-oops with Abraham.
Yeah, he like rocks that tablet into the hoop.
Yes, he does. And also, if you are Buddha, then then Buddha does it, or Muhammad does it, depending on your religion. Or if you're agnostic, then it's just like, I don't know, Jackie just kind of like
does a slam dunk on Earth.
No, puts up a Stonewall D, so like nobody scores.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. So that's another episode of Calling All Crepes.
Wow. You had a great time, listener.
I'm surprised you did. We would love to kill you if you want to give us 5 stars on our iTunes review page.
Yes,
and
please
write
rate us 5
something.
stars.
And put your name down there, because we're not going to know who you freaking are unless you put your name there so we can kill you.
That's right. Do it, please.
We have 2 more to go now, which is super exciting. And yeah, at the end of the episode, we'll be doing that. We're going to have a lot of fun stuff we're putting out. It is the Halloween season.
Yep.
Stop by. Say hi.
Yep.
On our Instagram. It's Calling All Creeps Pod.
That's right.
And of course, you can see our YouTube. We have other videos, or just check our IGTV.
That's right, baby. I hope you have a spooky month.
Yeah, I hope you're scared all the time, you dumbass.
Yeah. Idiot.
Also,
Anyway.
if this is an episode that's too scary for you, remember you can go over to Adventures in Collecting, AIC_pod, and learn about toys they bought.
That's right.
I bought too many toys at Comic-Con. Funny enough, I bought a mummy boy. I collect
You bought a mummy?
boys. Mummy boys. Yeah, I got mummies from Super 7.
Oh, that's
Check
cool.
them out too. I like Super 7. And like we say at the smell you later.
Smell you later. That's my time.
Hey, this podcast is a mummy because it's all wrapped up. Smell you later, jerks.
Goodbye.
Like I say at the end of all my jokes, cunt. I'm acting blue. This is Old Collar Comedy Tour.
Yeah. Tough acting, tenactin'. You might be a redneck if your butthole is loose. All right.
You might be a redneck if your truck.
If your truck
Smell you later.
has wheels and a door. Bye.
If you smoke weed, you may be a Democrat.
Do you listen to Tom Petty? I know what your voter registration says. You like paper straws, you dildo?
Vegan, more like we gonna make fun of you. Do get her done.
Get her done. As
All right,
always,
goodbye.
get her done. Bye.
I'm done. Goodbye.